You okay? I'm sorry about that. Hey, that's payback for the amount of times you made me re-go for that relic. God damn you. Okay. Alright, I think we're waiting for this one down here. If we're not waiting for this one down here... Oh, sugar. Sugar lumps! Swim down. Go on, Lara. I'll let you have as much fun in the water as you possibly want. I think we are jumping onto that. Yeah, we are. No, this is... Or are we just dropping down? We might just be dropping down. I'll give it one more shot. No, we're alright. Okay, cool. Right, now, if you're quick... Have you noticed also how she likes to jump on corners here? Right, now, come up onto this and get on the middle pillar. Okay, this is what we're doing now. Now you need to kind of go against the tide if you want to not wait and spin the whole bloody way around here. Climb up as best you can. There you go. And work your way up the tower. We're getting right near the end, guys. So the final tower, you kind of have to figure out how do we get to it. And the only way to get to the last bit that you need to hit with the hammer is by climbing all the way up this giant thing in the middle. Because there's just no other way to access it. And the way you get to it is actually really cool. Like, if you're just observing the area, you might be like, how the hell do I get to that? It seems impossible. This bit's a bit tricky, because you've got to make sure you get to that. And she shoots a lot of shots at you, because she realises how close she is to dying. Yeah, so it's really kind of interesting. But you come all the way up here, and you might think, alright, now what the hell do I do? How am I supposed to be getting all the way over to that tower over there? And now, it might be obvious to you guys, you drop down and slide across it, which is really cool. Especially if you've been looking at it and been like, that's totally isolated, how the hell do I get to it? So yeah, you press B. And I think we've now done the last jump of the game, guys. That's kind of it. Here we go, sliding to the end. Just like a lot of the old Tomb Raiders did at the end of levels, or the start of levels, having you slide down something. Here we go. By the way, these things here that you can grapple and climb down, I have no idea why they're there. You never need to use them, and they're incredibly hard to climb down and get any use out of, so I'd just ignore them if I were you. And the last thing we hit has got one of these little dragons on. There we go. Press Y to win the game. I will talk through the cutscene, why not? So we uncouple the last one. But you don't need to use those platforms for anything. Cuts to the cutscene. Natla realises that it's getting unstable. She tries to stabilise it. I think this would have been cool if you could do this as in-game gameplay, what Lara's about to do. She gets Thor's hammer, throws it away, kills Natla with it, but bear in mind that means she never has the hammer anymore, so that's it, game over. The one artifact she got from this game, like she got Excalibur in the last game, well, she got the hammer in this one, but unfortunately... See, I reckon if they did another one for this generation, they could have like, put an axe in or something. I only say that because then that would be like the Guild Wars weapons, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so she loses the hammer. They do a cool little throwback though. As I said, there's a lot to the game and the plot, like that's introducing legend and that, and you don't get much of it in Underworld. But in this final cutscene, you see a little bit of a comeback, which is kind of cool. But there's Amanda. We saved her life.
After killing the Midgard serpent, Thor dies from its venom anyway. Not if you clear the corridor.
Thor is here. Oh shit! I'm not gonna ruin this, no.
Out of juice, just like Bolivia.
This is stupid because it clearly has juice again in a minute.
The good news is we saved the world. The bad news is now we're gonna die here. Huh, just like your mother.
I love how she stays in character.
Wait.
I swear they must have put so much effort into like the facial animations and stuff on this game because it's so good. But there's not many cutscenes. I'm gonna shut up. I'm genuinely gonna shut up.
Tried to use it to escape, but didn't know how. If pulling out these artifacts always brings you here, what will happen if I'm already here?
Maybe you'll go to hell.
The sword, but you can.
What about you?
I can reach you if you hold out your hand.
You trust me?
We're out of time, Amanda.
No. Don't be a bitch all your life. Don't be a bitch all your life. Don't be a bitch all your life!
Now!
I think that black screen there, by the way, that they cut to should be longer as well. Just so that it clearly sinks in what happened, and now that we've established we're somewhere different. Notice the snow. This is somewhere we've been in before, in the previous game. This is where we reforged Excalibur.
So it's back to this, is it?
What? You think we're even?
Would killing me make us even?
Remember, that's how this generation opened, with her drawing the things in the book on the plane.
Goodbye, Mother. Rest in peace.
Fuck, see, the music there, right, at the end, shivers down my spine. It's actually pretty good, but then it just cuts out. What's that? And then it goes to the credits. So no zip. I do quite like it that they had that mirror there where it was literally, the whole trilogy, if you want to call it that. It wasn't really a trilogy, was it? But it all started with her drawing that in the book on the plane. That's kind of how it started. And then she finally picks up the papers right at the end from there in the pool. We played there before and walks off. She lost the hammer, but now she's got Excalibur. But the question that I'm wondering is that Excalibur that she already had? Or is that another Excalibur? Are there two Excaliburs now? There was definitely scope, I think, with this generation of Tomb Raider games to keep going. I think that they left it. But Underworld, something happened there. There was a lot more to go on. I feel like they wanted to do it too, but maybe it just got cut short. Like, do you know what? Even I would have done right at the end there. Instead of cutting that off just there, I maybe would have had in the background you hear Zip finally tune in and say, right, so what now? Maybe, or something like that, just to remind you that Zip actually exists. But yeah, that's this Lara Croft. That's her story, and that's how it all ended. It's funny to me because now I think I'm getting to a point where I could rank, or at least after the new game comes out, I'm going to be able to rank and be like, which Lara Croft is my favourite? The Lara Croft of the original generations, this one, or the next one? And it will be interesting. At the moment, I don't know. The original generation one was a bit personality-less, just because she was a pair of tits, basically, and the characters didn't have much personality around then anyway. You know, it was one of the first 3D games kind of thing, at least for consoles or something, I believe. And it's weird because I'm really attached to the older generation ones, but I do like the story on this. I think it's a shame what happened with Underworld. I think that the publishers rushed them to bring this one out, and I think it's short. But I think that the people who were making it, the devs, clearly cared a lot about it and had thought a lot about it. And that does shine through, even though they had all these limitations and the gameplay was a bit shitty and they had stupid crap in there like that relic, all the little things just earlier. So overall, though, I do very much like this generation. I think it's cool. Anniversary is quite different in style because it's a remake of the first one. It feels like the first generation ones, but even that is significantly shorter than the original game was. The original game, like Anniversary, actually cuts massive chunks of levels out and combines levels together and stuff, while in the original generation they were a lot slower paced and a lot more quiet and atmospheric. But having said that, Anniversary is quite an atmospheric like that. I don't know whether I'll ever play Anniversary though, just because there's not much to the plot there, and I don't know. I have fun with Tomb Raider. Maybe I'll, but maybe next time I play it, I'll just kind of play it on my own. I don't know. It depends. But yeah, the Tomb Raider Underworld development team would like to thank our families, husbands, wives, children, significant others, and everyone else who helped us during the making of Tomb Raider Underworld. We could not have done it without you. And yeah, I don't know how long the credits are. I can't even remember if there's a scene at the end of the credits. I deliberately turned them off while I was going through my test LP earlier, like the test file, just to be sure that if there was one, I could be surprised by it, which would be quite cool. But I don't know whether there is going to be one. But yeah, what was that? That was 5 weeks it took us to play this? 5 weeks? 6 weeks maybe? And I started off and I was just learning to drive. And today, my driving lesson, by the way, I haven't talked about it, may as well again, was amazing. I did so much. I'm going to start for my lesson driving home from work in the middle of the week now, which is awesome. So I'll get home half an hour later than I usually do, because it's an hour and a half travel normally, but it's a 2-hour lesson. So, but I'll be able to drive home, and I drove a really long way away today, and I got really used to roundabouts and stuff, and progress has been going really well, actually. I'm getting a lot more used to a lot of the little things. Gear changing's becoming a lot more automatic. I've been doing some maneuvers. It was just awesome. It was generally awesome. I woke up super late. This week, as I say, has been kind of nuts for me. Like, I just haven't been able to get much sleep. And my plans have now kind of expanded because of the Guild Wars 2 release that's come out. They've now kind of gone further forward now, and it's like I've got even more I want to be working on the weekends and that. But hey, you've got to work hard if you want to get anywhere, so it should be fun. Like I say, as far as future plans and stuff goes, I'm thinking Diablo 3. I'm really am. I don't know how many people would be interested in that. It's quite a new game. I think it's beyond that point where everyone's like rushing to do it though. So hopefully it doesn't like look like just a cheap grab at something like that, because that's totally not what it is. It's a game that I've been interested in playing. And Mike assures me it's got a lot of good story. So that would be the next side LP is actually going to be a co-op LP, and there'll be 2 of us talking. Interesting to see how that turns out. People seem to be liking what me and Mike did for a couple of Guild Wars stuff, so that could be cool. I know a lot of you are going to be asking about Bioshock 2. I still don't know about that. You know how I said I've been listening to the Drunk Tank and stuff a lot recently? They were talking about Bioshock 2 the other day, and they were like, oh yeah, we really like it, but I've never heard that it was that amazing from people. I might. Bioshock was quite short. I only just realised the other day it was only like 20 parts we had for that. This one's been a bit stretched out because of that Croft Manor episode, that week where I had just so many short episodes, but yeah, so I don't know, maybe Bioshock eventually, but definitely Diablo 3 for now. Then Guild Wars 2 will be out, and side stuff might go on the side a little bit for a while, and it might go on the shelf for a moment, but I don't know. It depends once I've got a car and all kinds of stuff, so yeah, just kind of talking through the credits here, waiting for them to finish. It surprises me there's so many considering how rushed the game was. I feel bad for saying that. Yeah, we'll see what Crystal Dynamics have done. They've certainly at least had their time for the new Tomb Raider. I had a couple of people saying to me that they didn't like that the generation had been reset and stuff. But I think it's worth it. I really do. Because it's better than dragging it out. That was the main problem in the first generation. They just kept dragging it out. And it wasn't so bad because like Tomb Raider 1, the story was so like limited and pretty much not there. But and so they had that opportunity to actually create a normal story and a proper story in the later installments of it. But once you get to like 6 games, a reboot of the franchise is fine by me. And there's a lot of really cool stuff in the world that does just completely exist on reboots of the franchises. I mean, look at superhero films, James Bond, all that kind of stuff. Is there going to be a scene at the end? No. There you go. There's not. We now get Treasure Hunt here in the middle, which just allows you to revisit locations, as you're about to see here. So it will take us back to the Mediterranean Sea, which is pretty cool. You know, I talked a lot at the start of the LP saying, oh, there's all these big underwater areas. There's actually only 2. I thought that there were more. I thought there were at least 3, but there's only 2. If you include the one at the start of Thailand, then maybe. But basically what the game becomes now is walk around to all the areas you've already been before, and you can go and find treasures. And the reason that the entire game has so few sections of platforming where things are breaking and cool stuff's happening, like you kind of see in Uncharted. Oh, Uncharted, see, I want to play that too. But the reason why you don't see that is because they allow you to come back later. I don't know whether it was a good choice actually going with that, but they allow you to come back and you can just go back and look for all of your treasures, which presumably for the 360 my motivation of doing that was for yeah, so look, you get a full list now. So we got where's the relics, yeah, so I almost thought we didn't have them all. Yeah, so yeah, we've got all the relics in the game, which is fine. It was for achievements really on the Xbox. That's why I wanted to do it. None of the little extras and stuff. So, I mean, you could go and do it, but as I said before, mine bugged out when I'd collected all of them, but it hadn't realised I'd picked them up, so I would have had to have replayed the whole game kind of thing, which I didn't want to do. Anyway, now I think... Am I wrong about this? Can you just swap whatever weapon you want now? Maybe not. But anyway, there you go, guys. That's Tomb Raider Underworld. No bonus episodes or nothing like that, because there's not a Croft Manor. That's just kind of the end of everything. Let's just end on the boat where we started, shall we? That's kind of a cool way to do it. And yeah, I'll see you next week for Diablo 3 for those of you interested. And then Uncharted 2. I want to sit here and say, oh, fuck it, I'll do Uncharted 2, I'll do Diablo 3 at the same time. I'll do a couple of new releases. I'll do the games from my childhood. I'll be doing the timeline stuff, along with all the Guild Wars stuff. But let's be honest, I only have so many hours. So instead, just Diablo 3. We'll take it from there. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Tomb Raider LP, and I hope to see you again. If you're only watching for Tomb Raider stuff, I definitely will be playing the new Tomb Raider game when it comes out, if not Anniversary before that. So there will be stuff still to come. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you around whenever that might be. Have a great day, guys, or a great year, or a great whatever. See you next time.